So we're heading to Vegas because we're getting a Vegas wedding, y'all. And I just don't know how to react. It's not the wedding I thought we were going for, right? I don't know how and why Kenny is a part of this because he's super upset and super judgy. Unexpected. But no, we're on the strip. Cheyenne is struggling to keep up her good girl act, and all she wants to do is have some fun. She wants to drink, she wants to gamble, but she can't because she's pretending because she wants Kenny to like her, right? I'm side eyeing this wedding and I'm really praying to the gods that this doesn't happen, but I have a feeling like deep down in my stomach that it's about to happen. Welcome back to the channel. How it's Tuesday, where we never post on Tuesday for some reason. I have tried so hard to post on Tuesday. It has refused. For some reason, it has just refused. I'm Elsie and we're still watching MARGO'S Money Problems. So strap in and subscribe and let's get into today's video. So Margot, Cheyenne, and Jinx head to Vegas with Body, and they're meeting Kenny there, right? So it's time for check-in, and Kenny got him and Cheyenne, not one, but two separate rooms because they're waiting till marriage. But then, for their honeymoon, he got them a king's room, which is romantic, I guess. I don't know, I just don't like Kenny that much. Anyway, the weird thing is that he didn't get Margot or Jinx rooms. This got my eyebrows raised, my panties in a bunch. Like, okay, you didn't get for Jinx, but why wouldn't you get for Margot and like Body a room? You know, like that's Cheyenne's daughter. Jinx ends up paying for it. Him and Mark will be sharing a room. And it's at this point I'm starting to get skeptical about the whole wedding. So Kenny's idea of fun is the Steve Thunder magic show. And it's one of those where the magician is also a comedian. Yeah. And his crowd work involves making fun of people in the crowd. So Kenny's having fun, he's laughing it up, and then Steve Thunder calls them on stage. And you know what's about to happen? He starts making fun of Kenny and Cheyenne's relationship. And there's this one joke that Kenny really doesn't like. Steve Thunder starts with a joke. He asks if Cheyenne is with Kenny because of issues. And then for Steve Thunder's magic trick, he, I guess, removes Cheyenne's bra. And then he insinuates that Kenny was wearing a panty and he's so beyond himself because it was so vulgar and perverse. And he's so angry that Cheyenne had to be put on blast like that. But Cheyenne was having a fun time. This is the first time she has had this much fun with Kenny ever since I watched this show. So Kenny's pissed, he's moping around, and Cheyenne has to babysit him because he's not feeling great about the perverse show, and he forgot his tie for the wedding. And now Margot and Cheyenne can't even enjoy getting mani pedis, which was going to be one of their things they do like for the bachelorette. And Margot is left babysitting Kenny. Margot sacrifices herself and decides that Cheyenne should go get her mani pedi and she'll help Kenny look for a bow tie. While Margot and Kenny are shopping, Kenny confides in Margot that his parents were very, very strict and he missed out on life, hence his love for Cheyenne. Translation is he's saying he loves her because Cheyenne is his rebellion. It's like, take this, mama, dad, look at the girl I'm marrying. This is when it clocked me that these two should not really be together. So during dinner, Kenny does that thing that I really hate. He orders for Cheyenne, and you can see the light literally fading from her eyes when he orders like her food, her drink, and you know it's not even what she wants. So Cheyenne waits for Kenny to fall asleep, and she sneaks the entire crew into the bar, including the baby. I had to ask myself, why hide your true self from Kenny when you're going to spend your entire life? Okay, like she can drink if she wants to, but you have to go through so many links. Like you have to wait for him to sleep to go and have a good time. Why not marry someone who you have like a good time with and you'll still get what Kenny can give you, like the security that she's yearning for, I guess, right? I feel like there's only so much that Cheyenne can get away with before Kenny finds out who she really is, right?
Love is so complicated.
So Cheyenne and Margot are drinking, they're gambling, all those perverse things Kenny would hate. At the end of the night, Margot ends up confessing to Cheyenne that she creates content and Cheyenne goes off on her, right? So Cheyenne actually goes through with it. She marries Kenny. Okay, that was a choice. And I didn't think she would do it, but she does. She really does. This is not the wedding I thought we came here for. I thought she was going to elope with Jinx, but she doesn't. She marries Kenny. Jinx ends up feeling a certain type of way because he still loves Cheyenne. Jinx. Back in the honeymoon suite in their king's room, Kenny is being bummy as usual and asks Cheyenne to turn off the music because it's distracting. And you can see the regret in Cheyenne's eyes. So we're past Margot's Vag debut and she introduces the girls, Wang Wangla and Rosie, to Susie and Jinx. And Susie's now helping with the outfits, Jinx is helping with the stunts and the choreo, and the honey ghost is blowing up on TikTok. If you watched the last video, you know it ended with Jinx crushing the professor's hand. Yeah, so the consequences for his actions. So he's served a restraining order to stay away from the professor and he consults with his lawyer, who is also Lace, Nicole Kidman. I got it right this time. honestly, last time it was a brain pad. I don't know what was wrong. I kept saying Natalie Kidman, but it's not called Kidman, right? So everything starts to go Margot's way. She's making money. She runs into that professor who's looking really, really bad. Thank you, Jesus. And yeah, like what could go wrong, right? So Margot reconciles with her best friend who had left for NYU, and they go for a New Year's party where some of her friends are talking about how she had a baby. Excuse me, she's proud of her baby. Shut up. Portion of the evening, Margot is dancing, having a good time, and she pulls some hungry ghost moves, right? And somehow these two idiots realize that it's her. And it's like, what are the odds, right? That these two idiots recognize her on spot. And remember, she's gone viral now. So now it's a TikTok trend. Literally everyone is doing it. How did they know? I need answers. So they send Margot messages alluding to the fact that they know she's the hungry ghost, and reality starts to hit Margot, right? So it goes so viral that it spreads onto Facebook. And you know who's on Facebook? Cheyenne. So Cheyenne sees it and she's so pissed. So Margot and Jinx have to go over to Kenny and Cheyenne's place. Yeah. So Margot lets Kenny know about the situation, and Kenny instantly makes it annoying. He compares her to Mary Magdalene. Read the room. Kenny does something I didn't think he would do, right? He offers Margot support and empathy about the situation, and he's willing to fight the people at church. I didn't know how to feel about that, but I respect that he would have the empathy for her. So Gabe also sees the post on Facebook. Mother Gabe and Gabe decide that they want to take body away from Margot because they don't see her as a fit mother. So Margot, Jinx, and Cheyenne go to Lace for a consultation, and Margot has three options. It's either split custody, hell no, full custody of our dead bodies, or fighting it in court. But before they go to court, they decide maybe they can go to mediation because it's cheaper for Margot, right? The moms wait out in the lobby while Margot Lace, the professor and his lawyer. The professor's argument is that Margot is not a fit mother because she stays with her dad, who is a former addict, and that might not be safe for body, right? They argue back and forth, back and forth. Outside, the moms are fighting, and it gets a bit physical. Sharon clocks Mother Gabe, and she's rushed to the hospital. Jinx is rushed to the hospital, and we find out that those pain pills, which he was taking for his back pain after so he overindulged in those pills, and then he got access to heroin. So Jinx needs somewhere to stay, and Shine allows him to use her old place. A social worker shows up at Margot's place because the professor made a complaint with social services, and they inspect the house top to bottom, room to room. But the custody gods are not in Margot's favor. They find out about Jinx OD, and they question Susie about the content that Margot is making, and they need pee samples from everyone in the household. She says that these won't really carry any weight in the custody battle. However, like they will look at the results to determine who gets custody of who. And the stakes couldn't be any higher for Margot and Body and Jinx. I think we have one more episode to go, episode 8, and I have some predictions, right? 1, I believe that the professor and Mother Gabe are going to leave town to avoid scandal because that's what rich people do. 2, I really like, and this saddens me too, I think Jinx is going to pass away. I just don't think he can like bear the sadness that Brody might be taken away because of him. 3, I think Ken is going to dump Cheyenne, and then she'll move in with Susie and Margot. Yeah, those are my predictions. I haven't read the book still. Don't judge me, don't judge me. I just don't have enough time for it. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you aren't subscribed yet, why? If you aren't subscribed, you're a Kenny. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. You're a Kenny. Everyone, laugh at the Kenny who is not subscribed. We're laughing at you. I hope you're subscribed. Bye.